Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Hammer. Today is Tuesday, December 19th, 2023. I, of course, with Originator Success here with the Daily Rate Lock Conversation, the only place on the web where you guys get to be a part of the conversation. Appreciate you joining me. Remember, you can join me live each and every day, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, as I do these videos. Today, we're going to talk about what's going on with rates. Quick news flash. It's not much. Anyway, if you're watching on the replay, do me a favor, give me a hashtag replay. If you're here live, say good morning. Let's go ahead and say hi to those live folks we got here already this morning. Monica Dinkins, good morning. Bobby Searson, good morning. Remember, you can go ahead and smash that like button, tagging a little friend, share us in a group. Anyway, let's go ahead and dive in. Let's talk about what's going on this morning. We got some pretty cool stuff going on. Mortgage-backed securities up a whopping 8 basis points this morning to start the day. Basically means that rate sheets are going to be flat from yesterday, maybe a little bit better. We've seen rates really kind of holding steady, as you've seen here. 6.682, 6.62, or 6.82, 6.62, 6.64, 6.65, really just holding very much at this 6.5, 6 5/8 kind of mark here this morning, being up a few basis points. It doesn't really change things one way or the other. Let's see if this will let me. Nope, got to go ahead and refresh the screen. But anyway, I want to show you that we've seen things really quiet. If we take a look here at the line chart, you can see mortgage bonds have been very much flat since last week. We've got today, Tuesday, everything in front of this dotted line right here. Here's Monday, here's Friday, here's Thursday. It's just been slightly lower, but really not much since last Thursday. Same thing for that 10-year treasury yield. It's really holding steady at that 3.92 mark. Last Thursday, 3.92, Friday, 3.91. Monday, 3.93, today, 3.92. So we're really seeing a flattening here. A lot of that's because we've got low trading volume, and things have kind of settled in because of that, because I just don't see us in a position where things are going to improve much from here. That's why I continue to be in a locking stance. Go ahead and lock, unless you're holding back because you're going to lose days. That's one thing. It does come a little bit more of a challenge here. You're going to lose days around Christmas. You're going to lose days around New Year's where the offices are closed, no underwriting and that kind of a thing. So if you need to buy a few days, there's really not a huge urgency to lock. But because we don't see a lot of ability to improve from here until January, I just, again, I've been in kind of a locking stance. But cautiously floating won't kill you by any means, by the way. Tim Clarla, good morning. Mallory Fodiata says she loves the text alerts. If you'd like to sign up for those text alerts that you are getting notified, the live reminders that we've got the show going on, here is the link if you want to sign up. We've got those live reminders. I don't know how many people we have signed up for those. Not a lot. And that's okay. But if you'd like to be reminded every morning and when I go live and not depend on Facebook to show you, has a link where you can jump right on for Facebook or YouTube. Remember, you can also check us out at originatorssuccess.com. Find out how we get you loans from Google and social media. You can sign up for our written daily lock advice, www.ratelockadvice.com, or our text alerts at www.ratetextalerts.com. So with all that said, though, what else we got going on this morning? Basically, it's going to be a quiet day. We've got 3 Fed speakers out there today, which we've already heard from them before anyway. We've got Raphael Bostic. Let's take a look here. Sneezy McSneezy. You probably hear my kitty cat. He's sneezing. Let's see here. All right. So taking a look, we've got this morning, we've got 3 central bank speakers on the cards today. Atlanta Fed President Raphael Bostic. We've got, let's see, Thomas Barkin, Richmond Fed President Thomas Barkin, and Chicago Fed President Austin Goolsbee. So we know that Goolsbee and Bostic have been trying to temper expectations that the Fed is going to cut rates. Not really sure where Barkin stands on that. By the way, we get a change in January of voting members for the FOMC. So in 2023, these were all the voting members, and these were the alternates. And then in 2024, we're going to see them change. We're going to see Thomas Barkin becomes a voting member, as well as Raphael Bostic and Mary Daly and Cleveland Fed President Mester, who she will be coming out this year, though, and somebody else will be taking her place. So these four are actually going to become voting members, and then Chicago, Boston, St. Louis, and Kansas City will be coming out for that period. So they alternate every other year, and who votes and who is the alternate members for voting. So we're going to see that. I don't think it really changes the outlook at all, though. Again, we got the same old right now. Market's expecting almost a 90% expectation that the Fed will leave rates alone in January. No expectation we'll see a rate cut. However, the idea that we'll see a rate cut by March, still over 70%, and that's, unless that changes. If that starts to dip, then rates will creep higher. But it's unlikely that we see that dip too much. I don't think we're going to see anything that really pushes us towards January. We'd have to see on January 5th, which is about 2 weeks away still. We'd have to see actually, it's closer to 3. We'd have to see a really strong reaction to a really weak labor data, jobs data. And then we've got the inflation data coming out on the 11th. So with all that out of the way, again, my advice remains the way it has been. I would be locking just because of protection. When you're going up a whopping 6 basis points, it's really not anything to get excited about. It's very, very unlikely that we see mortgage bonds that are going to push higher than what we've seen here already. We're kind of hitting this cap. You could see if I go ahead and draw a line, you can actually see that we started the day, this red candlestick, by the way, that means we started the day here, but we ended the day here. So even though it's above the line, it actually puts us right there, right about at that line anyway. So you could see that we have a pretty clear line in the sand right here that, we bumped up against it. We were above it, came down and ended the day, started lower, came up and ended the day, started the day, came down a little bit. Today, we've come up to it. You can see these little wicks where we have pushed past it, but yet it's held. There's some really, really strong technical resistance forming at this level from mortgage-backed securities, which, there's nothing to see that broken. There's no reason to see this push. So that's something that you want to be paying attention to and what we got going on here. Taking a look at that 10-year treasury yield, it's a very similar situation here. When we look at that 10-year treasury yield, same thing, 3.92, a very, very clear. Let's just take a quick screenshot here and we'll draw a line. Again, very clear at 3.92. Right here is kind of where we're averaging here. And it's unlikely that we see it break through without some kind of help. Also, even if we do see bonds improve a little bit, Friday is going to be a ghost town. That nobody's going to be in the office on Friday, or, it's going to be Christmas parties. It's like a New Year's or a Christmas Eve environment, even though it's a few days before Christmas, because it's the holiday, right before then, the 22nd. So it's the Friday right before the holiday. So with Christmas being on Monday, that Friday, it's going to be at the end of this week. It's going to be quiet. Traders, it's a very quiet time of year. Traders all taking the last 2 weeks of the year off. There's just no reason really to be pushing on this. So good morning, Deb Dickinson, Robert Greenleaf, Denise Lopez, Jerry Miller, Brandy Brickler. Great to have all of you here. Any questions? Anything you guys want to talk about on this stuff? It's really, same old. We could be cautiously floating. I just don't see a lot of merit to it. If you need a few extra days on a loan, then don't worry about it. I don't think you have a lot to stress over. There's not a huge sense of urgency to locking. I just think locking protects us. With so many different things in the tea leaves against us, it's more likely we see things get a little bit worse than we do get them, see them getting better. And that's why I would be counseling on that same thing. And you know what? This is actually a pretty good thing because we don't want rates to continue to push down too far, too fast. It's really going to put us into a position where it gets difficult to avoid those EPOs. Hopefully we kind of stair step our way down. And that's it. So otherwise, other events going on, I'm going to send out an email later today or tomorrow. I will be doing a second planning workshop on the 28th. I think the first one went well. If you bought the ticket to the first one, if you had the first planning workshop, you're welcome to attend the second one at no extra charge. And refresh your memory, finish your business plan, your vision plan for that if you want. But Do me a favor and spread the word if you think that there's value to it. I'm going to send out an email on that. But other than that, that's kind of it for today, y'all. Hope you guys have a fantastic day. I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.